All right, hello there, and what's up, and what's going on with our pro wrestling fans is what I'd like to, you know, make the introduction or the intro, you could say, with whatever we got to deliver in this, you know, collision show and stuff, and including this video as well. And one thing I gotta say is on top for the weekly 2 hour AEW show, on the TNT Saturday Night Primetime program with Darby Allin and Evil Ono of the Dark Order and singles action going on and stuff. Yep, that's what we had. That's what we are. And I got to tell you, the thing about this show, this Collision show, man, it had some really great matches, man. Oh man, it was like way better than I expected. That's the thing right there and stuff. So yeah, on tap for the weekly 2 hour AW on TNT Saturday Night Prime Time program with Darby Allin and Evil Ono of the Dark Order in a singles action, as well as the AEW's Women World Champion, the Glamour Mariah May, in this non-title singles action against Ladies Frost. The thing I gotta say about that match right there is Mariah May versus Lady Frost. I wish they could have fought outside of the wrestling ring. That way they could make the fight even longer, you could say. But no, they decided to stay inside, and I don't know. That just felt like a short match. I don't know because either it's a short match or AEW is just not showing us everything in a match or anything. Because AEW has been doing that lately. They've been only showing us like a small part of a fight. Like for example, they only showed us like 4 minutes of the 20-minute match. Like only 4 minutes they uploaded, and I thought that was real petty or something. And I just did not like that and stuff. So anyway, and that's what happened. So anyway, what else did I? Oh yeah, the show. Yeah, that's right. The show included FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, Hook and the Outrunners with Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum versus Roderick Strong, the Beast, Mordos, Roosh, and the grizzled young veterans and stuff with James Drake and Zach Gibson in an all-star 10-man match and stuff. Yep, that was the match that was 20 minutes. And sadly, AEW only uploaded like 4 minutes of that match. And I was just thinking at first, okay, for a 4 minute match, that was pretty wild. Okay, something's going on because AEW was only uploading like 3 or 4 minutes of the matches and stuff, and I knew something was off because there's no way there was that many that was a swash. I know that. I'm pretty sure that was the case. And yep, I was right. Yep, the matches were supposed to be longer than that. So anyway, we get Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus the Undisputed Kingdom. That match right there, the Undisputed Kingdom with Mike Bennett, Matt Taven, and a bunkhouse brawl, that was good too. That and the 10-man match, those are the two best of the show and stuff. That was what's going on right there and stuff. So anyway, okay, to start with the results, you get Tony Schiavone welcoming us, trying to welcome us to the show as we get a live cold open look inside Massmutual Center in the Springfield, MA and stuff as the Ring of Honor Tag Team Title Bunkhouse Brawl happens with Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus Matt Taven and Mike Bennett and stuff. And that's where you get the Ring of Honor ring announcer Bobby Cruz being in the ring and begins the formal pre-match introduction for the champion and challengers for the opening contest, which features the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships on the line in a bunkhouse brawl. Man, just really good stuff. Like just the right thing for a hardcore professional wrestling fan, you could say, man. Just fantastic, man. Just man, even though some other matches may have been lacking a little bit, like not as good and stuff, because that's the thing. That's what AEW does very often. They have like several really great matches, but then the rest of the other matches are just, you could say, and stuff. So anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, the quote bunkhouse gear comes the quote natural Dustin Rhodes and the Spanish god Sammy Guevara and stuff as they settle inside the square circle as we look out around the ring and stuff where tables, trash cans, and other goodies are shown and stuff. Yep, plenty of good variety of stuff like good weapons, good props and stuff. Really good thing and stuff. So the theme for the Undisputed Kingdom hits, and out comes the team of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett happening as well. As they get halfway down the entrance ramp, and they are met by the champs, and the fight just goes on, and the bell sounds and stuff, and the bunkhouse brawl is officially off and running and stuff. As Dustin gets a quote, "You still got it" chant for rubbing belt buckle on the face of his opposition. you could say that's some young man stuff right there. Some young man stuff you could say is we get Mike, Bennett and Taven hitting a wild Doomsday Device spot with Guevara being blasted off the shoulders of this opposition on the floor by a ring dive and stuff before moments later a taser is introduced. Yeah, they also got a taser involved in that situation right there, introduced in the bout of the top of the stage, because that's the thing. This is the thing about this. You could consider this match as a really good example of hardcore, professional, excellent wrestling. Just the right thing for a professional wrestling fan. And if only, and sadly, if only WWE fans could have respected that as well, but most of the time they don't and stuff, because they're just, they just focus on one thing at a time. That's the thing I've noticed and stuff. And they're just, some could be biased, some are cool, but most of the time they're just biased. That's what me and a friend of mine were thinking and stuff. So yeah, they introduced a taser in the bout to the top of the stage before Rhodes hit a wild running bulldog off the stage through a table way down below in the ring and stuff, as Guevara seems to hurt his arm with the big ring to floor spot through a table. We headed into a mid-match. We don't care about commercial breaks. So anyway, we have some more big ladder bumps happening right there in the barbed wire insanity, leading to the finish mercifully stuff and barbed wire stuff. And because the thing about barbed wires, you gotta be super trained and you gotta have thick skin, man, without spraining your leg and stuff. Because let's say if I was in a ring and I sprained my leg, I'm practically screwed. I would hate to have that, honestly, and that's the thing right there. So yeah. Oh yeah, what else? Oh yeah, Guevara and Rhodes scoring the pin to retain their Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, being in a bloody, crowd-pleasing spectacle. Really crowd-pleasing, I would say. That right there, you could describe it. Real crowd-pleasing for the hardcore professional wrestling fans, right there. Not E-drones, man. E-drones are just biased, very, very biased. That's the thing right there. So yep. Okay, you got right there Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara being the winners of that situation right there. As we get Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly and Hologram versus the Premier Athletes and stuff. This match, really good too, really decent and stuff. I like Hologram. He's very dedicated, and the thing about Hologram, he also went by a different name, and that's the reason why he's a veteran luchador, man. Very flexible, very great mobility. Like, just, how do I say this? Just the right example of a luchador, like what a luchador is meant to be. This is the thing right there. This is like something a new or a young blood or young luchador, if the luchador is new at this is something to look up to, because like Hologram, he knows his moves and he's on a winning streak right now, a very good winning streak, because I haven't seen Hologram lose once yet since his debut. Not once have I seen Hologram lose, not once. So oh yeah, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, and Hologram versus the Premier Athletes. So we check in with Lexi Nair, who is with the conglomeration backstage, before Mark Briscoe delivers the audio goods like only he can, before schooling the pro wrestling world with his word of the day and other verbal redneck food to promote their match tonight. Is we don't care about commercials. We don't care about commercials, man. Okay, so anyway, there was a 10-second vignette airing, simply showing AEW Dynamite's 5-year anniversary, the date of the show being next Wednesday. Yeah, which is supposed to happen after this show. So the letters DMD, Giovanni. Yeah, the letters DMD is showed up. So yeah, you get Giovanni and the company talking amongst themselves about the return of Dr. Britt Baker and stuff. So yeah, she's supposed to be making a return after like a loss that she made and stuff, because she lost her match, I remember, and stuff. So yeah, after probably a week after this, yeah, she's going to be showing up. So, and not to forget Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley, because Darby Allin decided that he didn't want to work things out with Jon Moxley anymore, because after what Jon Moxley did to Bryan Danielson, and that's what happened. So anyway, what else was he? Oh yeah, we got to shoot backstage interview. Yeah, we get to shoot. Yeah, they get to shoot a backstage interview with Evil Uno, who is standing around with his Dark Order buddies, you could say, when walking up to Darby Allin and stuff. Because yeah, Darby Allin was decided to face Evil Uno in that situation. Evil Uno was just fighting him off with his suit and tie and stuff, as we get him still wearing his fluffy ass, pink coat, whatever. That's what you can describe it as. Some people would call it that and stuff. So he goes nose to nose with Uno and makes it clear he wants a real fight tonight. That night, you could say, as Uno gets worked up and it looks like he's gonna get one and stuff. And they quoted "Reach for the Sky, boy," being the next words we hear and stuff as we shoot back inside Massmutual Center and stuff. Stuff with Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly and Hologram heading to the ring for our next match, and that's where Rocky and Romero is also out with them and stuff as they hear a smart Mark Sterling babbling. Mark Sterling babbling about the AEW Day ceremony in Springfield earlier that day as he leads the Premier Athletes team of Tony Nese and Josh Woods and Aria Diavari to the ring as the bell sounds and off they go. And yep, that's where you start off with a pretty decent match as well and stuff. Well, it's supposed to be decent anyway. So after some general early back and forth action, we head to a mid. We don't really care about the commercial breaks. So anyway, we get O'Reilly making a much needed tag to Hologram, who hits a nice Tiajaras to Nese, followed by a unique style face buster and a spinning wheel kick from Nese, cutting him off and stuff. But he makes the tag to Briscoe, who comes in with some redneck kung fu and stuff. Yep, that technique he uses pretty often and stuff right now. Yep, and I really started to assume that Mark Briscoe was from the Appalachians, where people live up in the fields and stuff, like country people, you could say, and stuff. Country people who enjoy the fields, cornfields and all that and stuff. That's what I think. So yeah, Briscoe boots Nessa off the apron, does an exploder to Diavari, but runs into an elbow from Woods with DVD to Woods in response. And I think moments later from there, we see Briscoe climbing up the ropes with Sterling trying to distract, but Rocky Romero gets involved, and this leads to a big hologram dive to take out Sterling and stuff right there and stuff. And honestly, I would have expected a little bit more results from this fight right there, but this fight was good too because Hologram, I really like Hologram. He's a really good example of a luchador, like I said, and stuff. So anyway, yeah, the winners of this was Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, and Hologram, which you could say further continues Hologram's winning streak because, like I said, Hologram hasn't lost once yet. It just makes you wonder who's going to beat Hologram, and it just makes you wonder. That's the thing right there. Okay, and yep, the match with Mariah May versus Lady Frost. Come on, man, they could have given this one a little bit. The thing I gotta say about this one is that they could have fought out. They could have fought outside of the ring to make the match even longer. But no, they had to stay right in the middle from what I seen and stuff, man. Come on, man, because that's why I think that being outside of the ring is a real good idea for the women's division. To make the match longer. No swash, to not make it a swash or anything. That's what I gotta say. So I guess you could say after a quick backstage segment with the MM collection talking about giving Max Caster of the Acclaimed jacket a makeover, giving the Acclaimed's jacket a makeover. That's what he wanted to do. Well, he's also hyped that the Grand Slam finale to the New York Fashion Week is coming. They also go back inside the arena while they get set for their next match of the evening, and AEW Women's World Champion, the Glamour, Mariah May, will be in a non-title action as she squares off against Lady Frost in the ring and trances her. I gotta say, the ring entrances in the rear view as the bell gets us started. Stuff as Mariah gives Nigel a little wave, not tidal wave, little wave, you could say, and blows a kiss and stuff, which nearly gives him a heart attack before his highly anticipated in-ring return. Before Lady Frost nearly steals the win, rolling up an unsuspecting May from behind for a close 2 count and stuff right there as May hits a Mariah go around and then dominates Frost in the corner. And Frost just lifts herself up the top rope as May chops her and hits the Stratus Esque Hurricane Rana. And that's what led to Frost with the cartwheel to get behind May and a drop kick before we see a big diving tornado from Frost. Also getting a 2 count, you could say, and stuff is Frost. Dude, he looks for the chiller. Yeah, Frost looks for the chiller driller before May just shoves her off, and you get a wheelbarrow being caught before a German suplex to Frost. But Frost is back up and hits a German of her own and stuff. Before moments later, May hits Storm Zero for the win and stuff, and that's where Mariah May wins the match right there and stuff. And like that, dude, I feel this is the strategy that the women wrestlers, the female wrestlers need to do. They need to like be more outside of the ring more often. Outside of the ring. That way the match could be longer, in my opinion. That's what I think right there. So anyway, yeah. That's what I really think right there. So yeah. Our next match, Darby Allin versus Evil Ono. This match was alright, you could say. I mean, you got a video package error. A video package promoting the Glamour Mariah May's upcoming AEW's Women's World Championship defense against Yuka Sakazaki on the AEW Dynamite Grand Slam special event schedule for, the Wednesday that's supposed to be after this show at the Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens, New York and stuff. Because, man, back then, like back in the good old days, New York had like a lot of wrestling fans, man. There was like a large number of wrestling fans, like back in the good old days for New York. Man, New York had something going on, New York had a lot of wrestling fans, man. People loved WWE and stuff, all that, because, back when WWE was good. I mean, considering that WWE is set in New York as well, somewhere around there. So we get Lexi Nera standing by with Willow Nightingale, the one who's on a losing streak, from what I've seen and stuff. Hopefully she kicks that off and wins again and stuff, because it would be really bad if Willow Nightingale just kept on losing and losing in that situation. I gotta tell you, it's just because I don't know. I read something about her losing a CMLL match and stuff after she lost against Chris Statlander again. Losing against Chris Statlander again. That's the thing right there. So anyway, we don't care about commercial breaks. We get the Acclaimed and the quote daddy ass Billy Gunn being featured in a quick backstage promo segment, with the Learning Tree versus the Conglomeration being announced for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, because I got a real good feeling about that Grand Slam. I got a good feeling about that. So anyway, we go back inside the arena before Darby Allin's theme hits, and out he comes, still wearing the, so-called fluffy ass, pink ass jacket, and stuff, because he likes to wear pink and stuff, just like the Acclaim does. Nothing wrong about that or anything, I was just saying. So he settles in the ring for a showdown against Evil Uno, and out comes his masked opposition power walking to the ring with a purpose, still seemingly fired up following their interaction earlier in the show and stuff. As soon as the bell sounds, you get Uno just smacking the ever-loving hell out of Allen, just knocking him down to the mat in the process, as he follows up with some clubbing blows in the corner and builds up an early offensive lead as Darby Allin just fights from underneath the majority of the match, but ultimately makes a comeback and hits a coffin drop for the win right there and stuff. And yeah, that's where Darby Allin managed to beat Evil Uno and that right there stuff. And yeah, I've also noticed there's a dude in a black shirt outside the ring as well and stuff. That's what I gotta say right there. So yeah. And that's what was going on right there and stuff. So yeah, the winner was Darby Allin of that match right there and stuff. And okay, the other women's match, Queen Aminato with Serena Deeb. Come on, this one could have had more time too, because just like I said, man, I feel like the female wrestlers need to do that strategy. Like, be outside the ring. They should like fight outside the ring so the match could be longer and stuff. Because when you're outside the ring, they count to 10, not 3, 10. Okay, and that's what's going on right there. So anyway, backstage, Renee Paquette interviewing a worked up last outlaw Jeff Jarrett and stuff, man. Honestly, how exactly is Jeff Jarrett still in AEW? I want to know. What is Jeff Jarrett still doing here? I don't know. It's just a thing. Because, I mean, do you think Jeff Jarrett's got to retire sooner or later? I mean, that's what Sting did and stuff. Because I also remember Sting made an appearance in a show like probably a month ago or something. Like Sting came out just to, not to fight or anything, just to show himself stuff, because yeah, he's still interested in the business, man. Sting, he's a real veteran right there. He's seen it all, you could say, man. Sting has seen it all, man. From like WWE to AEW, man. Yeah, he's been at it since the good old days, you could say. So Jeff Jarrett issues a challenge to Hangman Page for a lumberjack strap match at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. I got a feeling that Adam Page is just going to beat Jeff Jarrett, man. That's my prediction. Yeah, I think Adam Page is going to win against Jeff Jarrett. I just have a strange feeling, because I'm still mad at Jeff talking about burning houses and all that, and just all that trash talking and all that, man. That's not cool and stuff, man. Because yeah, AEW has been making some rough decisions lately, stuff, and which is And that's why we partly believe, some of us believe it's because of Shane McMahon joining AEW. That's why the decisions have been rough lately. And also, a friend told me the AEW's been cold lately as well. That's what you could say and stuff. So anyway, we get the bout featuring. Yeah, the bout will feature Dark Order. Yeah, the bout was featuring Dark Order and the Bang Bang Gang and the Conglomeration with Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh, with each having a 4-foot long, 4-inch wide leather straps that they will surround the ring with and stuff. And honestly, I thought I saw Satnam Singh in TNA. I thought I did somewhere in TNA. It was like a match that was in Montreal, Canada. It was an event that was going on in TNA, I'm pretty sure. So after this wraps up, we head back inside the arena where Queen Aminata makes her way to the ring, and as does Serena Deeb, you could say, and stuff. Yeah, and there was like one time where I got the names Serena Deeb and Soraya Page mixed up, and I got called a dumbass for that. I'm just going to say I'm not going to go into details on that situation. And we're officially off and running with women's singles. Excuse me. What was it? Oh yeah, the women's singles action on the next match of this show and stuff is Deeb takes the early offensive lead, showing her submission prowess, locking Aminata in surfboard stretch, with Aminata surviving, but that's where Deeb continues to inflict punishment as we shift gears and head into a mid-match. We don't care about commercial breaks. So anyway, following the return from the break, I don't think so. Yeah, we see much of the same still going on in the ring as Aminata starts to fight back and gets an offensive run for her own, hitting a vicious running kick to Deeb as she was laid up in the corner. Ultimately, that's where Deeb just takes back over and scores the win, and that's where Serena Deeb wins the match right there and stuff. You would say that's what happened. Stuff, yep. And yeah, I'm not wrong to say this, that the women's division needs to fight outside the ring more often to make the match even longer. I'm not wrong to say that. I hope I'm not wrong to say that. That's the thing right there. So anyway, what else was I going through? Oh yeah, the main event. One of the good matches. This was fantastic, man. The one that AEW only uploaded 4 minutes of, even though I was told that it was 20 minutes. My gosh, man, AEW is dragging their butt uploading in their YouTube channel and stuff, and they're just dragging their butt, you could say. So yeah, our main event, the All-Star 10-man tag team match with FTR, Hook and the Outrunners versus Roderick Strong, the Beast Mortos, Roosh, and the Grizzled Young Veterans and stuff, man. Good to see Roosh still being around after he lost against MJF. Still good to see him around. I remember that. So yeah, we got to shoot to Renee. Yeah, they shoot to Renee Bequet, who is standing by with Saraya and Harley Cameron, who began reading a list of 10 different rules for Saraya's rules match between Saraya and Harley Cameron for the AEW Grand Slam and stuff, as we then head to another. I don't get what's up with the commercial breaks, man. We don't care about commercial breaks, I'm going to tell you. So anyway, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, still covered in blood and in their bunkhouse attire, are interviewed backstage as we get Guevara challenging Kazuchika Okada for a match at AEW Grand Slam and stuff. Yep. Once that part wraps up right there, we shoot back inside the arena where the entrances take place for the 10-man involved in the final match of the event, you could say, the show, the Collision show and stuff. And one thing I gotta say is that AEW also has to upload more of their backstage stuff too, not just their entire matches, man. Because yeah, I've noticed that. How long does it take for AEW to upload their stuff after a show, like a day later? I mean, that's the reason why I review a wrestling show like a day later after it was done, to give myself more time to prepare and stuff. Because this thing is, people don't just upload all of a sudden. People don't just upload everything when a show is just barely finished. It's usually like a day later, people finally start uploading the proper stuff, and that's why I go live around that same time, to time it right and stuff. That's why. So anyway, where were we? All right, that's right. The initial early action, you could say, with all guys ending up in the ring and a big brawl just breaks out among everyone, is order is restored, you could say, and the heel team start to shift the offensive momentum in their favor as we shift gears and head into. Oh my gosh, I don't get what's with the commercial breaks. Yeah, BK, 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 yada, yada, yada. So anyway, we get Tony Schiavone hyping Miguel McGinnis, delivering a message to Bryan Danielson on the final show before next week's AEW Dynamite Grand Slam special event at the Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens, New York, and stuff. Where I think where the real wrestling fans are at, because I mean, yeah, because back in the good old days, yeah, New York had like real big wrestling fans, man, because that's when WWE is real good, man. When you had the legends going on, you could say. So what were we? We get the Outrunners bring the crowd to life and wait, oh yeah, that's right. The Outrunners bring the crowd to life in Springfield, MA, but ultimately they're handled and beaten down by the opposition, who take back once over again. As Roderick Strong controls the action on the mat and stuff, as we head into another mid-match break and stuff. So-called money in that situation when we. And not only that, we get the FTR nearly having this one on the bag and stuff as they look for their shattered machine until the Beast Mortal stops them with the Samoan drop, and that's where Roosh and Moros beat down Harwood. And then, as always, when you mess with the bull, get the horns. You know what he used to say to MJF before he lost against him and stuff. So yeah, that's where Roosh managed to score the win right there and stuff. So yeah, the winners of that main event is Roosh, Grizzled Young Veterans, the Beast Mortals, and Roderick Strong. Man, just fantastic, man. Really fantastic for a main event. Really fantastic, man. I thought it was great, man. I loved it and stuff because when I started watching it on that, because when I started watching AEW's uploads of this match, I was thinking, man, there's something going on with the Collision, man. They're doing pretty good right here and stuff. And this is pretty different for this Collision's pretty different. That's what I would say. So yeah. Not only that, there was Miguel McGinnis making his final words to Bryan Danielson backstage, where Serena Deeb talks into the camera in a solo promo segment. Where we have this professor challenging Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, to a match for her turn announced for the 5-year anniversary edition of AEW Dynamite in 2 weeks. Dude, I swear, if Britt Baker loses this one, oh my god, I'm probably gonna give it like a 6 out of 10 or something. Because come on, like, Britt Baker just barely came back. And imagine if she just loses again after finally coming back. I don't think she would be around for a while if she loses her next match. That's what I think. I don't think Britt Baker will be around for a while. That's what I'm thinking right there and stuff. So anyway, the top of the entrance stage, you get Miguel McGinnis showing off his Brian Fears Miguel t-shirt and cuts a promo about Danielson being a coward who is afraid of him, and says that why he hasn't responded to his challenge for a Grand Slam yet. Before Tony Schiavone takes issue with McGinnis' comments and leaves his chair at the commentary desk, he approaches Miguel and tells him Brian isn't afraid of him and stuff. And when he mentions that in his 5 decades of calling wrestling, Danielson is the best he's ever seen and stuff. So yeah, that's where Miguel gets really pissed off and stuff, because yeah, Tony Schiavone said that. So yeah, Miguel loses his cool, threatens Schiavone, telling him if anyone else said those words, he would knock their lights out and stuff. Also telling him to go sit down and shut his mouth and stuff as Schiavone obliges and stuff. And Miguel walks and talks as he heads to the ring and tells Danielson he better answer his challenge next week. And that's how his week's show is going to go off the air. Yep, and that's where they thanked everybody for joining them for AEW and stuff right there in that Collision show. And yep, that's what pretty much concluded the entire event, the entire show. So yeah, and I guess like all that's because of all that stuff going on, because how good they did, even though the women's match could have been better. I would have to give this an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I would have to give this probably like between an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Like probably I'm gonna have to give it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, because I mean better than a 7, you could say. So yeah, somewhere like probably. It's really hard to decide sometimes, like whether to give it more or less. You could say that's the real thing right there and stuff. So yeah. I'm gonna have to give it a 8 out of 10 because of the women's matches. I mean, if the women's had a little bit more time, I would give it a 9 out of 10 and stuff. And that's the thing right there and stuff. Yep, and not only that, AEW has been dragging their butt uploading only a little bit of parts of the match, like a day later after after the show happened or something, you could say. So yeah, that's what happened right there and stuff. So yeah, then that's all I have to give for this video stuff. I hope we get a lot more great stuff in the future, and I hope AEW does great as well. You know, makes better decisions, man, because they need to do something about Shane McMahon. Because if Shane McMahon's not going to make it better, he needs to get the F out of there. That's why I think. I got a feeling that Shane McMahon's the reason behind the rough decisions and why AEW has been so cold lately and all that stuff. Like, for example, putting Bryan Danielson in a bag over his head. Putting Bryan Danielson's head in a bag, you could say. Sorry, my tongue slipped right there. So, yep, that's all I have to give. And, yep, I'm signing out. So, yep, this is Red Boa 97 or Red Lightning Boa, you could say. So, yep, I'm going to say rock out and be there, guys. Rock out and be there. Yep, this is where the video has to end. Yep, bye-bye to our good hardcore professional wrestling fans. Good bye-bye before the video ends. So, yep, that's it.